Hey guys, this is Camper 15, joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf.
Boom.
And we are back with another My Hero Academia Season 5 episode review with the, I guess, close to season finale of the season. In this where, I guess you could say the My Villain Academia arc is now finally over. Because we get the end to the arc here. And I guess the start to, the pre-war arc, I guess you can say. But, after the, I would say, horrific backstory of Shigiraki, which I think, even when we talk about next week in our final thoughts of Season 5, I think we can say without a shadow of a doubt, that was probably the best episode of Season 5.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, let's continue on with a little bit of the Shigiraki backstory. Now, we start the episode off with Shigiraki after, killing his family and dipping from his house, is literally walking in the streets of Japan, blood on his hands. And what is the one thing that the public people, the regular people are looking at or seeing about Shigiraki?
The blood on his hands. And the look in his eyes.
Yeah. Now, Shigiraki, he kind of was like, I just need that one person to reach their hand and I guess you can say the whole thing. You know the whole thing, how we know Deku is like, oh, I'm gonna reach my hand to save somebody, whoever it is. Essentially, Shigiraki was looking for that. Somebody who was willing to reach out their hand and be there to open up with open arms, because we know from the backstory, he wasn't widely from his dad's standpoint, he wasn't widely able to, just be a kid and enjoy and have what a kid should do, and that's just have dreams and aspirations and goals. And we even see this one old lady come up to him, and she looks at him, and she's like, oh, young man, are you okay? And then he just gives probably the most scariest, creepy looking face possible. And he's like, And she's like, you can go find you some heroes and stuff like that. They'll take good care of you. And I'm like, first things first, fuck that lady. You should be willing to help the young boy, Shigiraki, because we can kind of see people just kind of pushing him away and kind of being a-holes to him. It really kind of maybe messed up the trajectory of what he could have been. He might have been a good character, say, if a good person came across him.
Or if his dad never treated him the way he did.
That too. And I think they focused later on the backstory that it was mostly the environment he lived in, mostly coming from his dad, that turned him into the person he is. And maybe he was so, I guess if the dad was more kinder and more open to the fact that, he wants to aspire to be a hero, maybe he might have changed for the better.
Yeah.
But like anything, it's only worse when you had All For One just come into the picture and it's like, why don't you take my hand? And they have to play the creepy fucking orchestra. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I had to.
Hey, listen. Whenever All For One gets into the picture, they always play that opera music every single time.
I can't.
It doesn't matter, dude. They always play that opera music. All For One has to do literally nothing with a scene. They just reference the name of All For One in a scene, and they'll play that opera music, and it'd be like, fuck, man, I hate that guy. Now, I'll let you guys know, you're gonna hate the guy, All For One, even more going on later into the series. I won't give details, but you're gonna hate this guy. But obviously, All For One is the manipulative bastard as he is, because he likes to manipulate people. And he's kind of like, oh, Tomura, this is your parents' hands. You should go out there. Like, explain to the audience what this man, All For One, makes Shigiraki do to these two people that, although they were jerks to him, tell him what they do, what he makes them do.
Just makes him do what he wants with them. Like he wants to kill them. Like because they hit him like over and over. And yeah, that's pretty much what.
Yeah, and All for One's like, oh, then go, Tomura, go kill them. And at this point, Tomura is kind of a lost cause. He's kind of warped and stuff like that, and you just see that this dude, All for One, he's just like, he's fucked up. He's manipulating kids. Now, I guess the question here I would like to ask you is this: we know All for One wants him to be his successor. The question is, do you think All for One's using him for his endgame?
Yes.
Could be. Now, also another thing to question is, will Shigiraki ever break out All for One from Tartarus? That's another question we gotta know.
Yes.
I think that could be coming. I think that could be coming. The breakout to Tartarus could be happening, where Shigiraki just goes into the prison and he breaks out his master. So, now eventually after all this and stuff like that, this is when All for One essentially gave Shigiraki his full name, Tomura Shigiraki. Obviously changed it from Tenko Shimura. And obviously Shigaraki's like, what does that mean? We find out that Tomura means to mourn or express sorrow over death and farewell. All for One essentially says that the Shigiraki part of his name comes from All for One, because that's his last name. Now, I don't know. I don't remember if that's actually stated for facts or that's true, but it probably is, because we don't really know All for One's true name. So, I guess because in a way it makes sense, because he adopted Shigiraki as his own and stuff like that. So, it's kind of crazy. And again, we see when he's talking to the doctor, we kind of see like his eyeball in the scene again. So we kind of see somewhat of how his face looks like. And it's like,
or how it looked like, since how he looks now.
Yeah, he's you can't even call that something.
I would like to know how he ended up like that. Was it All Might? Or
yeah, that was All Might. Okay. That was All Might back in the battle before your final battle, and stuff like that. Because it's stated that All Might damn near almost killed All for One in that fight. So yeah, he beat him up pretty damn bad. And we know freaking All for One has a regeneration quirk, and I'm guessing his regeneration quirk just didn't fully get his face back to what it used to be. So yes. Anyways, we cut back over to the present, and this is when Shigaraki's like, I remember everything, and now I know what I must do. Now this man is walking to read Destro. Go ahead.
Now I know why I couldn't recognize Shigiraki when I saw him laughing like a psychopath that one episode. His hair was even wider.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. And it's crazy too. The more he awakens his decay quirk, his hair changes with that. We saw how he used to have black hair. When he was first activating his quirk, it changed to the gray hair we know. Then when he fully unleashes his legit decay potential, it goes from gray to utter white. Yeah, and that's gonna be new look Shigiraki, white hair Shigiraki, which, honest to God, I like the white hair. It makes him look badass.
Yes.
So we got back to the present, and Shigiraki, he's like, now I know my full potential, my full purpose, and that's to destroy everything. So, mind you, this man is walking on only essentially one leg. He's literally got like his ankle's essentially broken. It's broken. It's done. One of his hands is broken as well, and he's only got one use of his hand and everything. Now he's coming up on Reed Destro. Now what does Reed Destro do?
He fuses with some metal parts and starts to, I don't know, raise his stress level even higher, and he launches an attack on Shigaraki, but then Shigaraki just decays it
with ease, utter ease. And then, also we see Gigantomachia run into this whole thing. The other Liberation, army members, the main people are seeing Gigantomachia running. They're like, Destro, we need to go save him. So Genten walks away from his battle with Dabi. So we don't see how that battle turns out, but I highly doubt we're never going to see how that battle turns out, because by the time the end of the episode, they're allies now. So they're seeing all this. Gigantomachia is just watching. And what does Shigaraki do that he says he was always going to do?
You take it, man.
He literally goes crazy in a similar sense like we saw way back a few episodes ago when we first saw this type of Shigaraki, where he just puts his hand on the ground and just destroys absolutely everything. Just takes out the entire city, everything. Now, they don't do the whole scene where he's like, because we see this. But you kind of see the one scene where he's like, and you can just see how demented he is and how crazy. Now, we knew Shigaraki to be a crazy character, but when I tell you, for you anime onlys, he's a lunatic now. He's a loose cannon. Whatever he does now, he's doing it, and he has no remorse. No remorse anymore. When you look at Shigaraki, he doesn't have any hesitation. When he says he's going to kill you, he's going to kill you. So, yeah. Now, Destro gets caught up in this whole thing, and what actually happens to him?
I guess his legs are all decayed.
Well, he had to cut off his legs because the decay had got to him, and he wanted to stay alive. So he literally cut off not one, both of his legs. He's obviously... Go ahead.
And now when push comes to shove, he's back into the corner with Shigaraki saying, "Why were we fighting again? Oh yeah, you picked a fight."
Yeah. Also, too, Gigantomachia watches in this whole scene. He's like, "Master successor." Now we find out at the end of the episode, Gigantomachia is now listening to Shigaraki. And again, let me just say this: how the hell the hero's gonna take that guy out?
I do not know, man. First Shigaraki's insanity of a baller, and now this Gigantomachia guy.
And mind you, we have not seen what he truly can do.
You either?
In the manga, I have.
Okay. That means we don't have to cover.
To an extent. But I'll just say he's very strong. Very strong. Mind you, fun fact, I forgot to mention, Gigantomachia, if you go back to the Mina backstory with Mina and Kirishima, he was actually there. He was that one tall figure.
Oh, yeah.
So, who knows? Maybe there could be...
I just realized we had to wait for season 6.
Yeah. I'll talk about season 6 next week because of season finales next week. But yeah. So that whole happens, and what does Destro tell his forces to do, and then what does he eventually do to Shigaraki?
He made Shigaraki the leader, and they decide that they will follow him. They will follow Shigaraki now, and I guess now I know how he gets an army. Yep. And
the thing is, to liberate the Liberation Army members, they're like, "Don't worry, Destro, we'll help you." But Destro's like, "No, if you fight now, you're just pointlessly going to lose your life. We're done. It's over. We lost. Master Shigaraki, you are now our Grand Commander. Whatever you say goes. You are the leader, and you have complete control of the Liberation Army." And obviously Shigaraki's like, "Oh, do you have money?" Because he flashes back to obviously the Shihisaikai stuff and he's like, "You're the CEO, right? Tell me, do you have money?" Which we find out how they eventually had their very mansion-like base, and how they've been able to gain all this access to all these rich things and everything. So yeah, now we see a story in the news, which from what I remember, I think it's a whole fake story to make the public be at ease and be like, oh yeah, these heroes came out of nowhere and killed these individuals and stuff like that and took them out. I think it was a fake story, so then people don't blow this out of proportion and everything, and stuff like that. But it's still a pretty big thing. Now, this is when we get to near the end of the episode. We have literally a whole meeting with the Liberation members alongside Shigiraki. And we see Destro has a very unique looking wheelchair. I've never seen something like that in my life before. Mm-hmm. But it's like kind of one of those. Go ahead.
A lot of stuff happened, and you're saying that the wheelchair is a weird thing around there.
Yeah. Yes. Because he's in a futuristic type of wheelchair type of thing. But Destro, he's going on talking about liberation and stuff like that, his whole spiel. But he's like, but you see, we answer to Grand Commander Tomura Shigiraki, who is going to lead us into a new future and stuff like that. And, well, Shigiraki's like, you see, you can do whatever you freely want. I don't care. We're just going to go out, we're going to destroy everything, and we're going to liberate the entire world, essentially. Just destroy everything. And he's like, you see, alongside my 9 lieutenants, which are obviously the remaining leftovers of the Liberation Army, and the members of the League of Villains, what is the new name of this group?
I actually didn't catch the name, actually.
It is the Paranormal Liberation Army now. I will say this: it's better than League of Villains.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they just said too.
Oh yeah, it was funny. We also see that Twice is in cast now for his broken arms. Toga's okay; she's not dead. So that's all in well and stuff like that. But they have this whole new army, and it's like, obviously you have the crowd cheering like, yeah! And it definitely looks, well, you understand, oh, so this is how they have over damn near 3,000 men. So yeah, and essentially the episode ends off with Shigiraki talking to Dr. Ujiko about giving him the power boost he needs, because he's like, I did your damn bidding. I controlled Gigantomachia. Now give me the power up I want. Which we obviously see before the whole arc started, when Shigiraki was having all that experiment done on his body. Now mind you, we don't know what that new power up is, but who knows? Could that make his quirk more dangerous? And the thing is, a lot of people in the wrong speculation. What if Shigiraki's gonna get multiple quirks, like how Deku is getting multiple quirks?
That's also a possibility.
Because Deku is the successor for all, one for all. Shigaraki is the successor for all for one. Yes. Makes sense that you have 2 very powerful quirks with multiple quirk capacities probably go up against each other. And that's the case, if Shigaraki has multiple quirks, how more dangerous can this guy get?
Why question it?
So yeah, but that's how the episode ends off. Now we also find out, so this is how Shigaraki is going to get his big power up boost in preparation for the war arc. And yeah, so next week, I believe, is the season finale of My Hero Academia season 5. Some people, they're probably cheering. To other people are like, I want more. Listen, how we'll handle next week is we'll discuss, and it seems like in the next episode preview, we're going to shift back to our heroes with a little bit of, Paranormal Liberation Army stuff. Probably seeing how Hawks, because we see Hawks in the next episode preview, probably see how Hawks gets into the army to do his little double agent thing. And we cut back to the heroes, obviously, which is probably preparation for training for the eventual war arc that, well, these kiddies are going to be in.
Yeah, they're just kids, man. They're just kids. But then again, Shigaraki is also a kid, so.
Shigiraki's like an adult. Like he's probably like his early 20s. No,
no, he's still.
I'll check.
He's still like a teenager.
I'll make sure to have Shigaraki's age next week, so I can bring it out. Yeah. And then two, we also saw that Hawks told Endeavor in the book. He gave him, listen, have your students prepared to fight. So, I think this is the thing where students in Japan are gonna have to be in this whole war arc, despite how they feel.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of fucked up because these are high school kids. Let this be known. These are high school kids. 14, 15, 16-year-old kids getting involved in a war arc. That's like US going to a war and we have a military draft. They're drafting kids from high school to go participate in a war.
Yes.
So, when I say the fabric of the story going forward affects each and every one of these characters you love, I'm telling you, there are going to be repercussions for these war arc. Now, I'm going to talk more about that next week, not without going to spoilers, but I'm telling you, the fabric of the My Hero Academia story changes. And I think my co is the first one who's an anime only. I think he would agree with me that the story has changed and it's gotten darker.
Yes.
So when I said weeks ago and even now, that happy-go-lucky My Hero Academia we always got, that's gone. It's dead. It's dead. We're getting into serious type of, game. We're getting into a serious game. We're getting into the stuff that, well, a lot of people said, we want to get into the hero portion of the stuff and see the darkness of hero society and all that. Well, okay, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to love it. I'm not going to say you're going to hate it. I'm just going to say you're going to be like, damn, it would be nice to get a happy moment every now and then, right? But
it's all gone now, right?
It's going to be all gone. Next season's going to be the war arc, I'm guessing, and the aftermath. From what I read with the aftermath of the war arc, it's some of the darkest shit I have seen in this storyline. And I'll just tell you, you might actually be crying tears and your heart might break.
Well, I've already been spoiled by one part of it, so
yeah. But other than that, next week will be the season finale of season 5. How we're going to handle this, we're going to review the episode, and then we are going to discuss our thoughts as an entirety of our thoughts of season 5, whether we liked it or whether we did not like it, whether we think it's one of the best seasons of My Hero Academia or one of the worst seasons. I think we've already made our point clear that we think this season of My Hero Academia has been a pretty solid one. It's not the best, nor is it the worst. And honestly, I think every season of My Hero Academia has been good. I just think it's the haters saying it's really bad, but we'll discuss more about that. We'll break up the arcs, which there was 3 arcs in this season alone. Class 1A versus Class 1B, Endeavor Agency, and then My Villain Academia ended off. But look forward to next week as our final thoughts on season 5 of the season 5 My Hero Academia anime. And we'll say our goodbyes in that video and what to look forward in terms of My Hero Academia content going on the channel left. But hey, listen, we're gonna get a movie next month. So My Hero Academia in terms of the anime isn't done yet. We got one more anime production in the movie, and then we gotta wait for whenever the eventual season 6 anime comes out. But we'll talk all about that next week. So till then, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next video. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's My Hero Academia episode, as well as hit the subscribe button, not to only my channel, but my co-host channel, The Red Wolf. I'll link that down in the description below. And when you do hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell icon to make sure you're up to date with whatever we upload to our channels, so you're updated. And then, anyways, we're going to get over. He's going to go do his laundry. I'm going to go watch college football. And we'll see you guys next week for the season finale of My Hero Academia Season 5.
I feel like I just got exposed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, peace.
Peace.